The Justice Department calls it one of the greatest threats to our country, cybercrime. And just as the FBI began looking into one of the biggest cyber thefts ever by a Russian crime ring, we learned today of another break-in, this time involving a company that does background checks for federal employees and contractors. Jeff Pegues is in Washington. He's been looking into all of this. Jeff?
Scott, late this afternoon, the FBI said that it is investigating a cyber attack on USIS. That is the company that does background checks on federal employees, meaning that the personal and financial information of thousands of government workers could now be at risk. The federal government has suspended most background checks until investigators can assess the damage. The revelation comes on the heels of a separate report that said a Russian gang stole the largest known amount of personal data on the internet ever. Security analysts are concerned the Russian crime ring behind the theft could ultimately sell the stolen personal data, exposing bank accounts and leading to identity theft. The report by the private firm Hold Security says that a dozen Russian hackers broke into at least 420,000 websites and stole over 1 billion usernames, passwords, and email addresses. Hold says some of the information was stolen from Fortune 500 companies. Jim Lewis studies cybercrime and has worked with the military, government, and private industry. 420,000 websites, big and small.
Yep.
What does that tell you?
What it tells me is that the hackers found a vulnerability in a program, and then they crawled around on the internet looking for places using that database software, found them, and took everything out.
Cybercrime is a growing threat to the global economy. A June report pegs its cost at more than $400 billion a year. At this command center for the security firm Mandiant, technicians constantly monitor internet activity, looking for cyber attacks. Even Jim Lewis admits it is extremely difficult to protect yourself.
So I do online banking, right? But when you do it, you have to realize maybe some guy named Igor is also watching what I'm up to, and that's a risk we all have to take.
Lewis says that you should change your passwords every month, but even doing that does not guarantee fraud protection. Scott, government investigators say they have now spoken to Hold Security and may launch their own investigation.
Can't remember the passwords I already have. Jeff Pegues in our Washington bureau. Thank you, Jeff.